Hey,
buttons,
why don't
so
you
now we're
why
like,
don't you have your fucking headphones on? You
Because I don't
slow mo.
I'm just going free spirit, no headphones.
No, dude, you've gotten free spirit for the past like 5 episodes.
Dude, we literally recorded 2 episodes now where I haven't had my headphones on, and you're kind of being a dick.
Okay, everybody, we're back again. We have Will here.
What's up?
Will is friend and
Don't blank right now.
he's
Wait. Where should I look at? Should I look at you?
You
Should I
can look
it?
at one of those cameras. You can look at me. You can look at Aaron, or you
If
can
you really
just
want
look
to
at
be
the desk.
sentimental and drive it home, you can look straight into their souls, but you
Hey,
can be
guys.
casual.
You want to describe what you do before we roll the
Sure.
intro?
Hi everyone. My name is Will.
Perfect.
I am 22 years old. Well, I just came back to Illinois for about 8 months,
Okay.
and I just graduated from the University of Michigan in Ann
Blue,
Arbor.
baby.
Yeah,
Huge
go
fan.
blue. And I am here, and I run 2 companies. The first
Okay.
company is a lab,
Okay.
and then the second company supplies the labs.
Sweet. So
Yeah,
we're gonna get more into it.
He runs the process from A to Z.
Yeah, you wanna say those magic words?
Very good. Roll the intro now.
Yeet.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. This is cool. I've never been on a podcast before, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
an experience, you know.
Yeah, it's
Neither have
definitely
we.
interesting.
So
It's our first time.
it's a good time. So when did you get the idea for these companies? When did you know this is what you wanted to do?
Well, you know, this wasn't like my idea per se, right? My family has always been in dental, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
my dad, when he came to this country in like the 80s, 1980s, he's an immigrant. No, he wasn't college educated, and so it's very limited on what you can do, right? So my dad, he like kind of went from job to job to job, you know, and so he's the one who kind of like started the foundation for that. I just came in the last 8 months and just tried to help him out, kind of streamline the business, create systems for that.
Right. So your dad does not have a higher education in this country, correct?
No. So
See, like that's crazy because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, you need a degree for that."
Yeah.
Like,
It's also pretty
Most
impressive if you think about it. The first generation doesn't have a higher education, and then he attends what
Yeah.
is one of the most premier universities in our area.
Exactly.
So
That's why I feel
Yeah.
so grateful, you know, because my dad, I mean, you probably understand this too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you come to this country, you have nothing, right? You have nothing. You have no savings. You don't know the language. You don't have an education. You got to work 3 times as hard.
can we just
you
talk
know?
about that really quick? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
that blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I don't think that people understand how insane it is.
Yeah.
It's literally like moving to a different planet.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like no joke.
I can't relate to it myself because I'm like a 4th or 5th generation. My family's been here for forever, and like I try to picture like if I moved to like an Asian country or like an African
Yeah.
country where I don't speak the main language.
Like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah.
I would
What do you
have
do?
no clue, guys.
Like, if
I'm
I took
very
you-
comfortable. Like I'm not going anywhere because I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
It's like imagine moving to like Guatemala.
How do you make money if
And
I
you're
can't
like-
communicate with you?
Exactly.
Like,
you
how?
got to do like the dirty shit, you know, like
And, like,
cleaning
peop-
dishes and all that.
People
People
shit, you
know that you're a fucking peasant because you don't know the language. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like that's the mindset that they have, and it's like I'm not a peasant. I'm not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm a hardworking
Yeah, yeah.
motherfucking human being.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's like if I took you, right, and I just put you in China, everyone would be like, who the fuck is this white dude?
Yeah.
Why
No.
can't you speak our language? What the fuck are you doing
Absolutely.
here?
And I mean,
Yeah.
people say that English is generally considered the language of money for international business.
yeah,
It's
most
kind of the
definitely.
one that does it all. But if you're someone who's trying to make a career not on the international millionaire level,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if you don't know the language,
Yeah,
tough sledding.
Most definitely.
Like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly, and that brings me back to the point of like you coming from a different country to learn English is even twice as hard.
It's also pretty intimidating because I feel like here, like generally people are pretty judgy. I think people judge people all over the world, but even like I would be kind of intimidated to move to like a place like Chicago and try to
Yeah.
hack it because one, it's fast paced. People are kind of cutthroat, and it's like if you don't offer me something, get out of my way. It's
Most
kind of like
definitely.
in the major cities. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
like that
Most definitely.
in other places in the country, but
Most definitely.
don't speak the language and you're slowing me
Yeah.
down. People here will definitely be an asshole.
Most definitely. And
So,
yeah,
crazy.
Like what I was saying is like my dad started that, and he's kind of been growing. He actually started in Cicero, and he started in a warehouse, just him and me, and I would help out whatever I could. But I was like a kid back then. And then he was able to, you know, make some good money, send me to college. And my plan was I wanted to go straight into law school right after I graduated. But my father, he asked me to take a year or two
What'd you
off.
get your first degree in? If
You're
I don't
fucking
mind
asshole.
So when I was at Michigan, I studied political science.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really because that's an interesting story because I went into Michigan thinking I wanted to be a doctor, so I was pre-med.
Yeah.
You know, just like all the other Asians in the fucking world, right? But and I remember, thing is, I was pre-med because I was really just a dumbass. You know, like I think if you come into college thinking that you're the shit, you're the bigger dumbass than everyone else. You know? But the thing is, when I went into college, I was so ignorant of those things. You know what I'm saying? And so when they asked me, hey, what do you want to do? I was like, fuck it, I'll be a doctor. You know? And
I wish I had the smarts to just be like, doctor.
Doctor. I was like, doctor. And, you know, at that time, I was like, okay, I want to be a doctor because I want to help the people. I'm a grateful guy. But no, that's not the real reason. It was more like, I want money. I want job security. I want to be the big dick when I walk into the room. I want to be a doctor.
I like his honesty so much.
No,
that's a lot of what like I see.
And there's a lot of people who go into that route, right? And if
Absolutely.
you're listening into this and you want to go into pre-med for those reasons, get the fuck out, right? Because you're going to waste your time there. And so I remember going to my freshman year, I was taking like organic chemistry, physics, bio.
Fuck that.
I was taking like these bullshit classes, and every time I'm reading these textbooks, I'm like, fuck this shit, you know? Not because I disrespect the study, right? Like people who do that, science, technology, like I respect that, you know, it's the foundation of
Because it's not what you like.
And I don't give a shit. I don't give
It's also one of the things, just for reference, hard school one, but also expensive. So if you're there and you're taking classes that you're not going to use, that's just dollars.
Just
fucking
No,
out
you know
the
how much
window.
tuition is? It's
68 grand a year.
Exactly.
Huh? Yeah.
68 grand.
Get the
a
fuck
year.
out of here.
I get that question a lot. Is college worth it? On the network side, on the people meeting side, it's definitely worth it. But on the actual educational side, like, what is education? You're reading a fucking book and being taught by a person. You could self-teach. You know what I'm
yourself,
saying? And at the very end of my freshman year, I kind of did like a evaluation of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, where am I in the world right now? Like I kind of had like a conscientious moment, you know? And then I realized my life was just not going well. I was in a fraternity, you know, partying, not knowing what I'm doing with my life, fat as shit, lazy as shit, never entered the gym, and I was just in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
And I literally broke down. I remember after our first party, my room was like the VIP room where like people came in, and my room was fucking lit. It had like LED lights. It had the it had the flag.
fucking
It was
lit.
the trap house of Ann Arbor.
You guys don't understand. I was a sophomore in college. You know what I'm saying? In a
Yeah.
fraternity.
It passed the
It
vibe
yeah,
check.
exactly.
That's all you guys.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And I remember everyone left after the party ended. Right? It's like 2 a.m. and I'm drunk as fuck, and I just break down. I was like, fuck, I gotta change things in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where it led to, you know, kind of finding my passion, right? And I dropped out of my major. I got out of my relationship with my girlfriend. I started going to the gym more. I started eating a lot healthier. I started writing down my goals, and I really tried to find a career or something that I wanted to do with my life.
I feel like writing down your goals is so corny and cheesy, but it's so fucking important.
That's what I tell everyone. I tell
It's
everyone,
so
you
important.
gotta write it down. You know,
Literally write it down.
You gotta write it down.
Physically.
Even if it's really small, the ability to check it, like
Yeah.
I have done this, motivates you to go to
Yeah.
the next one on the list and be like, I want to check that one too.
Yeah, I use it. I use it as like a record keeper, you know, because I have macro goals and micro goals, right? Macro goals are like the goals that I want to
general,
do. Yeah, the big goals, and then the micro goals are the things that I need to achieve in order to get to that macro goal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like one of my goals was, okay, how do I get my life fucking together? You know, and so I had to cut out all the bad things out of my life. You know, get out of toxic relationships, start, you know, exercise and get a lot healthier, and find what I want to do instead of something that, you know,
you need to do.
I need to do.
Or you
exactly.
feel obligated to do.
Exactly. You know, and then
Yeah.
finally, I think going into my sophomore year, I was like, okay, let's try this out. Right. And then so that's when I changed my major into political science. And I fell in love with that major. My love for the law and my passion for it. I could go on on it, but I don't want to bore, you know, all your listeners. But it was definitely something that to this day, I don't lose interest in. Right.
That's super important.
Yeah.
which is
I don't lose
huge.
interest in that. And on top of that, it's useful, especially since I've been in business for 8 months now. Right. I've been threatened to be sued twice.
Why?
Well, the first guy, right? I'll tell you. This is a funny story. This guy, he owes us $18,000, right?
Okay.
And it was an AR, and we were just like, hey, can we get that 18,000? You know, and he's like, nah. I was like, like why? You know, he's like, I'll pay it off next time. I'll pay it off next time. I'm like, no, like you gotta pay it off now. He's like, nah. And so I kept on like bothering him, like, hey, can you pay us? Because we've done all this work for you. We've made a lot of money from our work. Just pay us your account, like your open balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this guy, he was like, stop talking to me, right? Because I'm going to sue you for harassment. It's really complicated.
Do you have a signed contract with him?
We don't, and that's the thing.
Oh.
No, and that's
We've talked about
We've talked
this.
bro.
I know, and here's the thing, right? He was a client before I came, right? The
Okay.
moment I came, I said, let's put everyone under contract.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because my parents were operating without any contracts.
Yeah.
And that's why we fucked up. And now we have an $18,000 balance we can't collect.
What?
You gotta
Like,
think about
how
all the
fuck
times
do I-
that like probably someone like David interacts with other companies who are looking to work with him. The legal stuff there matters, you know.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I
So,
feel like there's a
yeah.
lot of lawsuits there, too. Like, if he puts someone in his video and that person doesn't want to be in that video, but he puts it on, like, there might be some ramifications for that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure he's been told like take me out of that video, or
Yeah,
like I'm
most
sure he's
definitely.
been told that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's one of those things that he's also come to learn. He's like, all right, that's not gonna want to be in. He
Yeah.
knows what'll
Yeah.
be. Someone will.
How long has he been doing it? Like, a couple years now, right? I'm assuming.
He's been doing like 5 years. I
Okay,
think.
he definitely knows then. You know,
Yeah,
he's definitely
yeah.
made mistakes in the past, but now he's kind of like
Yeah,
he knows what he
he's a
needs to
veteran.
do. Yeah,
for
most
sure.
definitely.
I mean, you could probably sue him.
That'd be hilarious.
He gets a fucking letter
Yeah.
for litigation.
I'm
Ilya
well.
Fedorovich versus David Dobrik.
How'd this all start? Well, we had a future lawyer on the podcast. Just a light bulb went off. I have some entitled earnings I haven't
Dude,
collected.
yeah.
How fucked up would that be?
Oh, dude.
That
Talk
would
about a
be-
way to tank a friendship. Holy shit.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
fucked
word,
up.
word,
Dude,
word.
he'd probably vlog the lawyer, like the case. 100%.
I don't think you can't.
he would find a way. He would capitalize on you so fast.
No, I would never
My
do
best
that.
friend
That'd be
suing me, easy views.
fucked- No, I would never.
Wow.